Let's take a look at some basic Venn diagram problems. This one is asking us to shade the Venn diagram for the region described by the union of A complement with A intersect B. And the trick is just to take it one piece at a time. I might start off with that part in parentheses, the A intersect B. So if I shade that on there, I know the intersection of A and B is just the overlap. That's easy enough. Now I'm going to add in the shading for the complement of A. Remember, the complement of A is everything that's not in A. So if I put that in there, the rest of the set B is certainly not in A. This part of B is not in A, so it's in A complement. And everything outside of A is not in A. The part that's not in either of the circles. And keep in mind that when you say union, you just put everything in together. So the A intersect B part, which was this, just gets thrown together with the part that's not in A, which is all of this part, and it all just gets dumped in together. So the yellow shaded area is the result we were looking for. Let's do another. This one says what regions make up X intersected with W complement intersected with Y. Now you have your choice about how to approach this, but my advice is to take advantage of the fact that when you have an intersection of multiple sets, the order you do it in doesn't matter. Think of it as if you were multiplying three numbers together. It doesn't matter what order you do it in. That being said, and that being true, I think I would take the W complement to the end and do it last. So instead of doing it in the order written, since it's all intersections, I can put the order any way I want. I choose to take the X and the Y first. And that's my approach. So if I take X intersected with Y, that's the yellow area pictured there where X and Y overlap. Then I want the overlap of that. Remember, intersection means the overlap, the overlapping part, with what's not in W. W complement, what's not in W. Well, what's not in W, I've shaded in this dark blue. And remember, intersection means the overlapping part. And I can sort of push this back and forth so you can see. I think you can see that R sub 7 is in the overlapping region between the yellow and the dark blue. So that blended area is the area of overlap. So the answer is R sub 7. Take it one step at a time, a piece at a time, and apply your definition of complement and intersection. Try another. Use the information given to fill in the number of elements for each region in the Venn diagram below. What we know is the number of elements in set A is 16, the number of elements in set B is 21, the number of elements in the intersection of A and B is 13, and the number of elements that are not inside of set A is 38. My advice, as always, is to begin with the innermost region. That's where A and B overlap, and that's 13. Then I'll look at set A. I know that set A has 16 elements in it. If I already have the 13 there, I have to add 3 more in order to get to 16. So that tells me that the other part of set A has 3 elements. And then I look and do the same thing with B. I know the set B has 21 elements in it. I already had 13 of them counted for already, so I have to add 8 more in order to get to 21. Now the only thing I don't have labeled is the number that are outside of both circles. I don't quite know that. I know the number of things that aren't inside of set A. And if I shade that, that's that blue area. There are 8 things already outside of A, but I need to put something else there to get up to 38, so that tells me immediately that I have to put 30 outside of both circles so that 30 plus 8 gives me the 38. So there are 38 elements outside of set A. And so I've labeled all those regions.